Stop. Do not scroll past this message. Look at me right now. You did not arrive here by accident. Heaven aligned time itself to bring your soul to this exact intersection. Give me just 2 minutes of your undivided attention. What I am about to speak to you will not let you go back to the ordinary noise of the world. This is the last time I am warning you about the divine sign placed right before your eyes. Do not ignore this holy moment. You have missed many smaller whispers in the past weeks because your daily life was too loud. But today, the unseen realm has forced a complete pause in your chaotic day. You must listen closely. I need your absolute focus because something massive is shifting in your reality right now. I am about to reveal a warning sign that you cannot afford to ignore anymore. There is a major shift coming ahead, but I am here with a supreme promise. I will help you complete what is coming next in your unique destiny. Come closer to me, my beloved survivor. Let me speak softly to the part of your soul that is most tired. I know your heart is carrying a secret restlessness that you cannot even name. You wake up in the morning, and you feel a strange weight sitting on your chest before you even open your eyes. You are weary. You push through the day with a fake smile. You perform for others while quietly breaking inside. You convince yourself that you have to hold everything together alone. But hear me with the deepest place of your heavy heart. You do not have to fight this unseen war without my active presence by your side. I am stepping into your atmosphere today because your spirit desperately needs to hear the truth. You have been carrying the weight of so many silent battles for months. Nobody around you realizes how much energy it takes just to stay stable. They see your strength, but I see your hidden wounds. My child, you have been trying to survive in a desert of isolation. You look at your current life, and you wonder why every single step forward feels so heavy. You wonder why the answers you begged for seem delayed for so long. You have even questioned your own worth during the quiet hours of the night. You ask yourself if you arrived too late to your own destiny. You see others moving forward effortlessly while you feel entirely stuck in a thick fog of uncertainty. But I am here to tell you that you are not behind. What you have called a painful delay has actually been my holy protection over your life. I was shielding your pure heart from rooms you were not ready to enter. I was protecting your destiny from people who were not meant to carry your future glory. You are not stuck. You are simply being prepared for the great shift. And today, I am telling you that the preparation season is finally complete. Listen carefully to my voice. The enemy has been trying to drown out my guidance with the loud noise of fear and anxiety. You have been fighting dark thoughts that tell you nothing will ever change for you. The lies say you are destined to repeat the exact mistakes of your family past. But those are lies from the pit of darkness. You are standing at the absolute threshold of a generational breakthrough. The invisible chains that bound those who came before you are breaking with you today. But you must be awake to receive this blessing. If you let distraction pull you away now, you lose. Do not allow the adversary to win this critical hour. Stay right here with me. Let me quiet the raging storm in your mind. I am about to tell you exactly what heaven has authorized for your life today. There is a specific path carved out for your next steps, and I will walk it with you. You are my secret warrior. I have watched you fight invisible battles in the dark when no one else was clapping for your faith. I saw you stand firm when everything around you was crumbling down. You held on to my old promises even when the evidence of your life screamed that I had forgotten your name. I did not forget you, not for a single breath. Every single word you whispered in the dark landed directly into my holy hands. Every tear you wiped away in secret was recorded in my book of remembrance. I know the exact number of times you wanted to quit, but chose to trust me instead. And now, I am stepping in to reward your long endurance. The season of confusion is ending. I am bringing total clarity into your situation, and you will finally understand the meaning behind every closed door. You will see why I had to say no to things you thought were perfect for your life. Let your shoulders relax right now. Take a deep breath and feel my peace filling the room where you are sitting. You do not have to figure out the next 10 years today. I will guide you one single step at a time, and I promise my instructions will never confuse your spirit. My voice brings absolute order. I am changing the very foundation of your existence. This change is not meant to destroy your happiness, but it is meant to rebuild your territory. I am cutting away the dead branches that are holding you back from your true fruit. The process may feel uncomfortable, but the harvest will be glorious. Do not look back at what you lost in the previous season. The things that walked away from your life were hindering your spiritual growth. The people who abandoned you were not equipped to handle the heavy weight of your future destiny. I removed them by my own sovereign hand to keep you safe. Look at the sign I have placed before you today. This video, this moment, this sudden urge to listen to these words. This is not a coincidence. It is a divine alignment. I forced your path to cross with this message because the next step of your journey requires your absolute alignment with my will. There is something coming next that is far bigger than your current imagination. It will require more strength than you possess in your own flesh, and that is precisely why I am offering my divine help. You will not have to build this new season with your own limited resources or empty power. I am pouring my supernatural grace into your vessel. You will complete this assignment because I have already guaranteed your victory at the cross. The enemy wants you to focus on your current lack. He wants you to look at your empty bank account or your broken relationships to cause panic. I am placing a holy fire inside your chest right now. You can feel a warm shift in your spirit because my words are active and alive. This is the confirmation you have been begging me to send for weeks. Your waiting season is officially closing its doors, and a brand new era is breaking forth. But I want you to lift your eyes to my face. Look past the temporal shadows of this world. If you can hear my voice speaking directly to your heart, take a tiny step of obedience right now, like this message as an act of absolute agreement between your spirit and my eternal throne. This simple action is a physical sign of your spiritual surrender. By doing this, you are telling the unseen realm that you are ready to receive the next instructions. You are declaring that you choose trust over fear. Do not let this moment pass without anchoring your agreement in my presence. We are about to move into the deep waters of your transformation. I am going to expose the hidden traps that the enemy has set for your next steps, and I will show you how to avoid them completely. Stay with me. Listen to the next words with the ears of your spirit, for I am your guide. I want to speak directly to your deep isolation now. You feel like you are walking through a dense forest completely by yourself. Nobody truly understands the heavy thoughts that keep you awake at night. And while the rest of the world is sleeping peacefully, you are left alone with your racing mind and your unvoiced questions. I saw you when you sat on the cold floor of your bathroom. You turned on the running water very loud because you wanted to drown out the raw sound of your weeping. You did not want your family or your friends to see your vulnerability. You pressed your face into a soft pillow so your painful screams would remain completely hidden from the world. You thought your secret tears were completely lost in the dark, but I was standing right beside you in that quiet bathroom, and my hands caught every single drop of your sorrow. Not a single fragment of your pain went unnoticed in my holy house. I recorded your heavy sighs because every broken piece of your heart matters deeply to my spirit. You are dealing with a unique exhaustion that goes way past physical sleep. Your bones feel incredibly heavy. Your thoughts are deeply tangled in a web of endless worry. And every single morning when you force yourself to open your tired eyes, the familiar weight is already sitting heavily on your chest before you can even breathe. Let us pause right here in this sacred stillness. Do not run away from this healing touch. If your soul is ready to surrender this heavy burden to my care, take a small step of faith right now. Comment the phrase, "God is my safe refuge," under this video as an act of absolute agreement between your trembling heart and my eternal throne. You have spent years pouring your sincere love into empty hands. You are the strong one who always takes care of everyone else around you. You listen to their endless complaints, and you fix their broken lives. But when your own spirit is bleeding in silence, nobody ever stops to ask how you are doing or if you need a shoulder to lean on. You have asked me many times why your life is filled with constant troubles. You have lived righteously. You have treated people with pure kindness, yet you find yourself facing one intense battle after another, while wicked people seem to enjoy absolute peace and prosperity. You feel an overwhelming sense of injustice burning deep inside your chest. Let me reveal the deep spiritual truth behind this constant warfare. The enemy is not attacking your past errors. He is absolutely terrified of the massive destiny that I have placed inside your spirit. The adversary can smell the early morning of your breakthrough. He knows that you are the chosen one who will break the ancestral chains of your family. Therefore, the enemy uses the weapon of heavy discouragement to slow you down. He wants to convince your mind that your prayers are completely useless. He whispers dark lies into your ears during your weakest moments because he wants you to abandon your divine assignment. He wants you to lay down your spiritual weapons right before the great victory arrives. You feel entirely left behind by the fast pace of the world. You watch your peers accumulate worldly wealth and celebrate major milestones. Meanwhile, you are sitting in a quiet wilderness of waiting, and nothing seems to change in your environment. You feel like a forgotten fragment of creation that has been cast aside in the dark, but you do not realize that your current isolation is a strategic positioning. I removed the loud crowd from your life because I needed your undivided attention for this next phase. I had to separate you from the opinions of men so you could learn to depend entirely on my voice. You are not being rejected by heaven, but you are being hidden for a greater purpose. A precious jewel must go through intense heat to lose its impurities. You are my carefully formed masterpiece. The painful trials you have endured were not sent to destroy your faith, but they were authorized to refine your spiritual authority. You are developing a deep compassion that cannot be manufactured in a comfortable lifestyle. I know the sharp sting of betrayal that has scarred your memory. The hands that pushed you into the pit were hands that you once trusted completely. You opened your beautiful heart to people who ended up using your vulnerability as a weapon against your soul. The disappointment has made you build high walls around your emotions to stay safe. You tell yourself that you will never trust anyone again because the hurt was too deep. You stay in your defensive shell while watching life pass you by. But I am stepping into your quiet room today to gently heal those deep lacerations. I am pouring the soothing oil of my Holy Spirit into every hidden crack of your fractured heart. I am not taking love away from your life. I am simply restoring love to its original purity. I am teaching your spirit a holy discernment so you can recognize the traps of the enemy. You will no longer waste your sacred pearls on those who do not know how to value your worth. I am making your heart wiser and completely free from past bondage. The waiting season has been incredibly cruel to your mind. You have held on to my old promises for so long that your faith has grown very quiet. You do not shout with joy like you used to do. You simply survive from one heavy day to the next while wondering if my word has somehow expired for your situation. You feel numb inside. But my timeline is not subject to human limitations or earthly clocks. I am never early, and I am never late. I am completely precise in every movement of my hand. The delay that has caused you so much mental anguish was a divine strategy to keep you alive. I was making sure that the soil of your destiny was fully ready for the harvest. Your mind has become the primary battlefield in this quiet hour. The enemy fires fiery darts of anxiety into your thoughts whenever you try to rest. He reminds you of your past failures, and he magnifies your current financial lack. He wants you to believe that tomorrow will be just as painful as yesterday because he fears your rising light. But I am commanding his lying voice to be completely silent right now. I am drawing a holy boundary around your mind that the adversary cannot cross. You do not have to fight these mental, exhausting thoughts with your own fading strength. Lean back into my sovereign arms and allow my absolute peace to guard your fragile heart today. It is a heavy burden to be the chosen cycle breaker of your family line. You are carrying the accumulated weight of generations that refuse to heal their own trauma. They pass down patterns of poverty, fear, and broken relationships directly to your shoulders. And you have felt the intense pressure to fix everything on your own power. You have wept under the weight of responsibilities that were never meant for your back. You look at your relatives and you feel a strange sense of distance because they do not understand your calling. They mistake your quietness for pride, and they judge your choices without knowing your pain. You feel entirely alone within your own bloodline. But I am raising you up to be a beacon of light for those very people. Your current suffering is not a permanent curse, but it is a temporary womb of preparation. You are birthing a new legacy that will liberate your children and your grandchildren from the invisible prison of lack. Hold on to your integrity while I finish the shaking. Do not let this heavy pressure break your spirit. You have run far enough on your own empty strength. Take a deep breath and let your tired shoulders relax completely in my presence. Even when the world does not hear your desperate cries, I am always listening. Stay with me, because I am about to show you an ancient strategy that will collapse every wall. Come closer to me, my child, and let me quiet the noise of your lingering fears. You thought you were walking entirely alone through the darkest valley of your existence. But my beloved warrior, none of your painful struggles were invisible to my sovereign eyes. I stood right beside you when you felt the crushing weight of yesterday sitting heavily on your fragile heart. And now, let me tell you with the ultimate tenderness your soul needs. I never left your side for a single breath. I know how often you have rushed past moments of stillness because you were terrified of what the silence might say to your heart. You convinced your mind that my quietness was a clear sign of my complete abandonment. But you did not realize that my silence was actually a holy protection over your destiny. I was quiet because I was working deeply beneath the surface of your broken circumstances. I was building a foundation that no earthly storm could ever shake or destroy. I need you to understand something very deeply before we move into the next phase of your life. Do not call this long delay a miserable failure. Let me reveal the secret truth behind the pauses you hated so much. What you perceived as a closed door was actually my active shield against hidden traps. And today, I am going to share an ancient strategy from my holy word that will completely redefine your current situation. Think about my servant Joshua when he stood before the massive locked gates of the city of Jericho. The walls were incredibly thick. The fortress looked completely impossible to conquer with human weapons or ordinary strength. The people were afraid, but I did not give Joshua a traditional military plan or heavy weapons of war. Instead, I handed him a strategy that made absolutely no logical sense to the human mind. I commanded an entire army to march around those giant stone walls in total silence once a day for 6 consecutive days. I told them not to utter a single word or raise their voices during the long march. Can you imagine the intense frustration of those silent warriors as they walked through the hot desert dust? They had to endure the loud mockery of the enemy soldiers who were watching them from the safety of the high towers. The enemies laughed at their quiet footsteps. They called them weak and foolish because they did not understand the invisible power of divine obedience. The soldiers of Joshua had desperate questions burning in their chests, just like you have today. They wondered why I kept them silent while their adversaries celebrated, but they kept walking. They chose to trust my specific instructions, even when their eyes saw no physical change in the stone walls. My beloved child, your recent years of deep isolation have been your own silent march around your personal fortress of trouble. You have been walking in painful circles around your mounting bills, your failing health, and your broken relationships. You have kept your mouth shut while the world judged your lack of progress. You felt like your silent prayers were simply vanishing into the empty air without reaching my heavenly throne. You thought nothing was happening during those long years of quiet survival in the wilderness. But I want to open your spiritual eyes today so you can see the truth. Every single step you took in obedience was slowly shaking the invisible foundations of that massive barrier. Your faithfulness in the dark was secretly weakening the spiritual roots of the enemy opposition. You were not wasting your precious time. You were completing a holy cycle. The strategy of heaven always requires repeated obedience in the face of absolute silence. On the 7th day, I told my people to march around the fortress 7 times and let out a loud shout of victory. They did not wait for the stone walls to crumble down before they praised my holy name. They did not demand a visible sign before they raised their voices in triumph. They shouted while the walls were still standing perfectly tall. They gave me their praise in advance because they knew that my word never fails to deliver what I promise. And the moment their voices pierced the sky, the thick walls of that entire city collapsed flat onto the ground. The impossible barrier became a smooth path for their feet. Every locked door was smashed open in a single second. What took human hands generations to build was completely undone by a single breath of my sovereign power. Listen carefully to me now, because what I am about to say will completely shift your reality. Your seventh day has finally arrived. The long season of silent marching through the wilderness is officially over. I am changing the atmosphere around your life right now. The giant walls of limitation that have blocked your family line for decades are trembling at my direct command. They cannot stand against the light I am releasing over you. I have held you tightly in my arms through the deepest valley of your grief. I saw you shaking with fear. I watched you carry the heavy bags of yesterday, but I have not brought you this far to let you faint at the very threshold of your breakthrough. You have heard me whisper gentle peace over your secret pain during the dark nights. Now, I need you to sit up and hear me declare your total freedom with absolute authority. The enemy targeted your life with intense exhaustion because he was terrified of this specific hour. He looked at your future destiny, and he saw a powerful leader rising out of the ashes of your trauma. The adversary knew that if you discovered the true power of your spiritual identity, his kingdom would lose its hold on your family. That is why he sent his dark messengers to attack your mind with endless confusion and heavy doubt. He wanted you to drop your shield of faith before you could see the walls come tumbling down. But his legal authority over your life is being completely stripped away in this very moment. I am breaking the hand of the oppressor. I am canceling every assignment of lack and sickness that was written against your name. You are no longer a helpless victim of your circumstances. You are my appointed champion, and your true season of dominion begins today. Look at the path I am clearing before your eyes right now. The doors that were locked tightly against your progress are bursting open by my supreme power. You will walk through them with a light heart. You will look back at the trials of your past, and you will realize that every single delay was a calculated masterstroke of my love. I was shaping your character so you could carry the immense weight of the blessing without falling. Do not let your mind dwell on the years that were stolen by the locusts of affliction. I am going to restore everything you lost in the previous battles. I will multiply your joy, your resources, and your peace until your cup overflows. The people who watched you suffer in silence will look at your restoration with absolute wonder. They will know that your deliverance was not a stroke of luck, but it was the work of my right hand. You are entering a new territory of spiritual authority and supernatural provision. The next steps of your journey will not require you to beg for scraps from the tables of the world. I am preparing a feast for your soul in the presence of your enemies. You must step forward with absolute courage. Do not look back at the old ruins of your yesterday. Your past is fully buried under my grace, and your future is completely secure in my palm. Stop. Do not scroll past this message. Look at me right now. You did not arrive here by accident. And every single detail of your life has been orchestrated by heaven to bring your soul to this exact intersection before the sun sets today. Give me just 2 minutes of your undivided attention. What I speak to you will not let you return to the ordinary noise. I arrested your attention on purpose. I did not want you to face the future with your old wounds. Your current timeline is shifting right now, and you can feel a sudden heat rising inside your physical chest because my holy words are penetrating your deep psychological armor in this very second. Let me describe exactly what is coming next in your unique destiny. The enemy told your mind that a massive disaster was waiting around the corner. He wanted you to look at the future with intense dread and absolute panic. But I am declaring a supreme reversal over your life today, because my grace has already canceled every dark weapon that was formed against your household. I have already prepared an unseen provision for your journey ahead. You are entering a territory where you will no longer beg for crumbs. I have commanded wealthy people to favor your name, and I have opened giant doors of opportunity that no human hand can ever shut against your progress while you walk with me in full obedience to my eternal guarantee. You thought your resources were completely dried up in the desert? You looked at your empty bank account and you wept behind closed doors. I was simply cutting away your reliance on earthly systems. Now, the divine supply lines are completely unsealed for your family because I want you to learn how to operate under my heavenly economy without fear. Are you listening to the deep sound of my voice? Do not let the digital distractions of this world steal this critical moment. Lift your eyes and look directly at my face. We are approaching the highest peak of your transformation today, while the old identity of the forgotten victim is being completely incinerated by my holy fire. I declare that every generational curse of poverty is broken from your bloodline right now. The continuous cycles of depression and emotional betrayal end in this room today. You are the chosen cycle breaker who will redefine your family legacy. The enemy has no legal right to torment your thoughts anymore, because I have completely canceled his authority at the cross of Calvary with my blood. Do you understand the absolute depth of my holy protection over your destiny? If you believe in this glorious path, take a critical step of faith right now. Do not allow doubt to steal this beautiful moment from your heart. And I need you to comment the phrase, "God is completing my path," under this message, because this action will anchor your agreement in the unseen realm. Let this written declaration be a permanent seal on your spirit. Your act of obedience is sending a shockwave through the unseen realm. The angels are rejoicing because you have finally chosen trust over fear, and you can feel the heavy chains falling off your hands, while the thick fog is clearing away from your heavy mind in this very second. Now, it is time for a sacred ritual of surrender. You have been fighting these heavy wars in your own fading strength. You are still wearing your damaged armor from the previous battles, but I am commanding you to lay down your heavy weapons at my feet right now, because you do not need to fight this battle on your own anymore. Close your eyes for one quiet second and breathe deeply. Imagine yourself standing on the peaceful bank of my river of grace. I want you to unbuckle that heavy backpack of financial worry from your tired shoulders. Take off that thick breastplate of emotional trauma that made your chest so tight while you dropped those old bags of yesterday into the deep water. Watch your past disappointments sink to the very bottom of the river. The people who abandoned you can no longer reach your soul here. The mistakes you made are completely washed away by my blood. You are standing before me completely naked and pure, because I do not look at your flaws, but I only see my beautiful masterpiece. Now that you are empty of worldly burdens, receive my blessing. I speak direct prosperity into your financial situation today. The years of lack are being replaced with a sevenfold harvest. You will borrow from no one, but you will lend to many nations, because my favor will cause your business to flourish into a great harvest. I lay my healing hands upon your physical body right now. I command every cell of your heart to be perfectly restored. The chronic sickness that drained your energy is leaving your flesh, and you will walk with supernatural strength, because I am renewing your health like the eagles while you fulfill your grand assignment on this earth. I speak total restoration into your broken relationships. I am removing the toxic people who simulated love to exploit you. I am bringing destiny helpers who will honor your beautiful soul. Your home will become a safe sanctuary of joy and absolute harmony, because the loneliness that haunted your past seasons is completely broken by my presence today. You feel so light right now because the exchange is made. You gave me your heavy ashes, and I gave you glory. You gave me your morning tears, and I gave you joy. This is the true meaning of my supreme promise, because I am helping you complete the path while I finish the good work I started in your spirit. The path ahead is fully illuminated by my glory. You do not have to stumble in the dark anymore. Your steps are ordered by my absolute wisdom, and as you walk into the upcoming weeks, you will see my miracles manifest in every single room you enter, because my favor has marked your forehead. The enemy is watching your transformation from a safe distance. He can no longer touch your household with his lies. He realizes that his dark plans to destroy your mental peace have failed, and you have moved into the secret place of the Most High, because you are dwelling under the protective shadow of my almighty wings where no harm can reach. Let the peace settle deeply into your fragile bones. Do not allow your thoughts to return to the old questions. The answers will show up naturally as you walk with me. Trust the perfect rhythm of my timing, because I am moving heavy pieces in the unseen realm that you know absolutely nothing about during this quiet hour. Remember the story of Joshua that we discussed earlier. The walls fell flat because the people believed my word first. You must maintain this exact posture of advanced praise today. Sing your victory songs while the problem is still visible, because your breakthrough is already guaranteed by the authority of my eternal throne before the battle begins. You are no longer the weary survivor in the wilderness. I have elevated your spirit to a position of power. You are a holy vessel of my grace, and through your powerful testimony, thousands of broken souls will find their way back to my house, because your pain was the price of a global assignment. Look at the path that is placed before your feet. It is clean, and it is completely straight now. There are no more hidden traps of betrayal waiting ahead. I have swept the road with my own holy breath because I want you to step forward into your destiny with absolute confidence and unshakable power. The heavy weight of 1,000 battles has been lifted. Your heart is experiencing the profound calm of my peace. Do not let fear creep back into your thoughts. But to anchor this divine shift for the rest of your life, you must hear the final keys of your protection before you lay your head down to enjoy absolute calm. You are entering a state of absolute calm. The old battles have lost their power over your mind. My presence is your permanent shield, and as you step into the bright morning of your new season, you will see my supernatural favor everywhere you look, because your yesterday is fully buried. You do not have to struggle for peace anymore. The transformation of your spirit is complete. You are no longer the broken survivor who must hide in the shadows of life. I am raising you up to be a brilliant beacon of hope for a desperate generation. You will walk into rooms with absolute dignity, because my sovereign hand has anointed your head for this glorious assignment. Let this truth settle into the deepest part of your fragile bones. Do not allow the trivial anxieties of tomorrow to corrupt this holy stillness. I have already secured your future victory. And while the rest of the world is rushing through the loud chaos, your soul will remain perfectly anchored in my eternal love today. You are standing on the very edge of a massive breakthrough. Do not look back at the rubble of your yesterday with regret. The old patterns have been shattered by my touch, and as you lift your eyes to the horizon, you can see the early morning light of a completely new kingdom dawn over your finances and your family. We must now seal this divine covenant so the adversary cannot steal your peace. A true blessing requires an outward step of obedience from your heart. Look at the simple path I have placed before you today. This message was sent to rescue your soul from the brink of a massive collapse, and your response matters greatly. I want you to take a definitive action right now. If your spirit is overflowing with deep gratitude for this heavenly breakthrough, listen closely to my next instruction. Like this video immediately to register your absolute agreement with my word. This physical act is an invisible marker that tells the unseen realm you accept my help. Your agreement is now written in the heavenly courts of justice. The dark entities that monitored your past failures are fleeing from your presence in absolute panic. They recognize the blazing light of my glory inside your chest. You are standing firm on a solid rock that no earthly earthquake can ever crack or destroy. I am stripping the enemy of his legal authority over your mind. He can no longer throw the heavy darts of depression at your heart. You are completely covered by my wings, and every single time the adversary tries to remind you of your past, my voice will remind him of his eternal defeat at the cross. But my chosen child, I did not save your life simply to let you sit alone in a comfortable fortress. You have a holy mission to fulfill on this earth. There are thousands of bleeding souls who are secretly crying out for a single drop of hope in their own dark nights. They need to hear the exact words that comforted your soul. I want you to become my active messenger of light today. Do not hide this beautiful blessing inside your own private house. Share this exact video with 3 specific people who need to hear my voice right now. By doing this simple act, you are opening a vital channel of grace for their wounded hearts to receive healing. Your simple act of sharing is a form of spiritual warfare. It breaks the heavy grip of isolation that the enemy uses to destroy lonely spirits. You are multiplying my peace across the nations, and as you pour my unconditional love into other empty vessels, I will continuously refill your own life with supernatural abundance. The seeds of your generosity will produce an incredible harvest. When you lift up others who are stumbling in the dark, you are acting as my physical hands on this earth. You are executing my divine will, and I promise that your name will be honored in the courts of heaven because you chose to distribute my light. Let us look forward to the upcoming days with a light heart. You do not have to guess what my next instructions will be for your life. I will speak to your spirit every single day through quiet nudges and divine alignments that will clear away all remaining confusion. You will move with complete accuracy through the darkness. To stay perfectly connected to my daily guidance, you must anchor your life in this holy community. Do not wander away into unverified paths that will drain your spiritual energy. Subscribe to this sacred channel right now and turn on the white notification bell with an attitude of absolute expectation for my future words. This is not an ordinary media channel, but it is a divine sanctuary for my chosen tribe. By joining this family, you are surrounding your spirit with other secret warriors who understand your calling. You will no longer feel like a strange alien within your own domestic circle, because you have found your true home. Do not underestimate the power of unified faith. When hundreds of chosen souls lift their voices together in full agreement, the heavy fortresses of the enemy must collapse instantly. You are part of an unstoppable army, and we are moving forward to reclaim the territory that was stolen from your family line. Breathe deeply once again, and let my absolute serenity wash over your mind. The heavy pressure to perform is completely gone from your shoulders. You do not have to prove your worth to anyone because I have already validated your soul before the foundation of the world was even laid by my hand. You are mine. Every closed door of your past was a necessary part of your training process. The painful delays were simply my way of keeping you safe from premature exposure to the enemy. Now, the time of hiding is finished. You are ready to handle the heavy weight of the future glory that I am pouring into your territory today. Go forth into your world with unshakable faith. The people who mocked your silent marching will soon witness your public restoration. They will see my favor covering your business, your health, and your family line. And they will be forced to acknowledge that the Lord has done marvelous things for your life. The vindication I am bringing to your life will be completely undeniable. Those who excluded you from their social circles will watch you sit at the table of honor. They will wonder how you survived the intense heat of the furnace, but they will see the unmistakable mark of my supreme glory radiating from your presence. I am the Alpha and the Omega of your unique destiny. I am the one who started this good work inside your spirit, and I am the only one who has the supreme power to complete it perfectly. You can sleep in peace tonight, because my angels are already guarding the boundaries of your house against all dark invasions. Your future is not a random sequence of earthly accidents. It is a carefully orchestrated masterpiece designed by my infinite wisdom. Every single detail is falling into its correct position right now. Trust the invisible movement of my hand while I align your provision for the upcoming week without any delay. Receive my eternal blessing over your life today. May my profound peace guard your mind from the deceptive whispers of the enemy. May my supernatural strength renew your fragile body from all past fatigue, and may my unconditional love fill your soul until you become a living sanctuary of my heavenly glory. Do not let the loud distractions of tomorrow steal this holy awareness from your spirit. Keep your eyes fixed on my face during every hour of your daily journey. I am closer to you than your very breath. Walk forward with courage because I am helping you complete every single step of what is coming next. Let the final words of this message sink into your soul like rain on dry ground. You have been rescued by my grace. You have been anointed by my power. The waiting season is officially closed forever. Go now in absolute triumph, my beloved warrior, for your great light has finally arrived. Amen.